Netflix's Beef became one of the streamer's most successful shows in recent years by taking what appeared to be a relatively small conflict and turning it into a spiraling story full of tension, ego, and emotional volatility. Season 2, which is out now on Netflix, continues that trajectory, with audiences once again being asked to tune into a story where personal grievances quickly spiral out of control. Beef thrives on the idea that human beings are, at their core, often their own worst enemies, and that feelings of pride, jealousy, and trauma can spill over to make what would have been a minor clash into something much more dangerous. That same energy can also be seen in another Netflix original, Triple Frontier. The film released in 2019 and stars Oscar Isaac, who played one of the 4 main characters in Beef Season 2. The settings of each story are completely different, with one taking place in suburban America and the other happening in a South American jungle, but the tension between characters remains at the heart of both. Both Beef Season 2 and Triple Frontier show characters that are pushed to their limits, either emotionally or physically, and are under extreme pressure, which makes the end products of both projects gripping, intense, and jaw-dropping. Beef Season 2 leans into the consequences of people letting their emotions get the best of them, and Triple Frontier acts as a surprising companion piece to the new season of TV. It may be a different genre overall, with the latter focusing more on action, but it still taps into the major themes that Beef does. Therefore, fans looking to experience something similar to Beef Season may second enjoy the suspense and drama of this Netflix thriller. Triple Frontier captures the same explosive character conflict that makes Beef Season 2 so addictive. Triple Frontier is an underrated heist film, and one that tells the story of a ragtag group of robbers attempting to pull off a daring task. However, the heart of the film is not the heist, and is instead the characters who are conducting the robbery. The film follows and focuses on a group of former Special Forces operatives who all reunite with one another for this one, very dangerous mission, which quickly unravels once they get there and turns into a breakdown in trust, communication, and greed. That breakdown mirrors the escalation scene in the Beef television series. Just like the characters in Season 2, Triple Frontier tackles the unresolved conflict between members of the group and dives deep into their relationships with one another. Here, Isaac plays Santiago Pope Garcia, who experiences a complete loss of control as the mission falls apart around him. The tension in Triple Frontier isn't just in the size and scale of the operation being conducted by the core cast of characters. Rather, there's an entire history that these heroes have with one another that adds to the story, with shifting loyalties meeting feelings of resentment, anger, jealousy, and loss. That emphasis on internal stakes is exactly what makes Beef so engaging, and it's replicated here with a different but equally effective approach. The pacing of both stories is also remarkably similar. The film takes an extended period of time for audiences to get to know the characters, which ends up making Triple Frontier even better, and makes the characters' eventual downfall more compelling and emotionally resonant. Beef does something similar as well, as the conflict between the characters is allowed to simmer on the surface before boiling over. In both projects, characters escalate the tension with quick and impulsive decision-making, which makes the inevitable demise of everyone involved feel all the more tragic. Oscar Isaac's Netflix thriller is a perfect follow-up watch after Beef Season 2. For viewers who may just be finishing the second season of Beef, Triple Frontier is a satisfying continuation of those themes highlighted in the series, while still offering something different and refreshing. Triple Frontier puts aside the American drama of Beef and moves towards a South American jungle, but even though the settings are completely different, they still both tell a story that analyzes how people act and react under extreme, intense external pressure. Oscar Isaac puts in incredible performances in both Beef and Triple Frontier. His respective characters are distinct, differing from each other in many ways, but Isaac plays them both with his traditional charisma and charm. In both projects, the audience can at least understand Isaac's character's actions, even if they don't always agree. Viewers then watch as they both get into increasingly dangerous territory, and the moral ambiguity of Pope pairs well with Beef, where no character is entirely right or wrong. Isaac's performances in films like Ex Machina and Inside Llewyn Davis are often the most discussed of his career, but his turn in Triple Frontier deserves recognition as well. He adds a level of believability here that makes the film feel raw and real, which is desperately needed, especially in order for audiences to buy into the character conflicts happening on screen. The rest of the ensemble cast also put in great performances. Pedro Pascal appears as another soldier, and it was reportedly while filming Triple Frontier that Isaac convinced Pascal to take the role of the Mandalorian, aka Din Djarin, in the Star Wars franchise. Joining them are Ben Affleck, Garrett Hedlund, Charlie Hunnam, and Adria Arjona, all of whom bring their unique qualities to the table and help to make the character interactions feel grounded, intense, and believable throughout. Affleck shares the screen frequently with Isaac, and the duo have good chemistry with one another. There's a level of trust in each other's abilities as soldiers, all while a distinct lack of trust in the group's loyalties and true motivations. They're all there for money, and the prospect of one turning against the group in order to get a bigger cut makes the tensions rise even higher, and both Isaac and Affleck demonstrate the rising tensions incredibly well throughout.